I guess it started without me. That was totally not intentional. I was taking my hair out of the hair tie and activated the the countdown timer, gesture-based recording, and all that. So yeah. Anyway, I am back again. It's only been a day since the last update, but I just kind of want to do just a little bit more today, this morning, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I work the night shift. I don't know what's going on anymore. But yeah, so we're now on Tuesday morning. And holy fuck, am I cold. So you'll forgive the bathrobe this morning because I am freezing otherwise, and I did not turn the heat up enough in anticipation of this. Yeah, that, or I am just really out of it. Anyway, yeah, so last night kind of sucked. And I mean, really sucked, not just sort of, kind of. But, yeah. So, yeah, it's always about work, it's my job, it's one dumpster fire after another. And last night was no exception. So I got a policy in place where you're supposed to call in if you're taking a sick day. It's supposed to be call in no less or no sooner than 3 hours before your shift begins, which to me I think is a little excessive. Like I see an hour, 2 hours. You know, 2 hours. I think given the type of work that we do, would make sense. I mean, a lot of times, you're borderline, and like, should I, shouldn't I go to work today? I'm feeling a little bit better, but will I continue to improve? Well, it's 3 hours before the shift begins. I gotta make a call. Well, I'm feeling better, but not quite there yet. So gotta call in. Anyway, I don't know what happened yesterday, but my you know the way that everything is set up is we basically work as pairs in each cell. So my cell, I'm paired with someone named Deb, and she called off sick last night. So we'll see if she shows up again tonight. But here's where it gets fun. So originally they were going to have one of our support people come over and fill her spot. They have what they call mold technicians, and their primary purpose on a standard day is just go around, tweaking the machines, making sure that things are running smoothly. If there's say a water leak, they'll address that. They'll clamp down the hoses, replace the fittings or whatever. If there's an issue with material, they'll look into that. You know, they're basically, the way that it works there is, basically the Gentex, which is what I am. We're basically akin to the driver of a car. You know, we're expected to know some things about the machines, how to work them, how to read them, how to make minor corrections. But the mold technicians, they are what you would consider as more the mechanic. You can't figure out what's wrong, or that it's beyond your skill level. you just go to the mold tech and say, yeah, this is what's going on. Can you take a look at it? And they'll be the one to come over and you know dig around with it and see what happens. And then above that, if they're unable to fix the issue, depending on the nature of the issue, if it's with the mold itself, in other words, the giant steel boxes and plates that they use to with crevices and everything in the shape of the parts that we make. If it's an issue with that, they'll probably just pull the tool out, the mold out, and send it over to the tool room for them to troubleshoot it to try to get back into shape. So I guess you could consider that kind of like a like a body shop, because they actually deal with with refitting the the shape of the mold and everything. And for everything else, you got the maintenance guys. They'll take care of all the hard shit normally. I guess I really don't have a suitable an analogy there. Analogy, metaphor, I don't know. I haven't looked up words in a long time. But anyway, suitable comparison anyway. So, anyway, that was a hell of a tangent. I'm sorry. But yeah, so the mold tech was supposed to work Deb's area last night. But then, about an hour before the end of the shift, supervisor gets a text saying that someone else had called in from a higher priority area, so his mold tech is now being sent over there to cover for the night. Now, normally, what they'll wind up doing with these situations is suddenly one person is having to cover two sides of a cell. In other words, chaos erupts because now you've got to shut down and purge out all this material and clear out the barrels and make sure everything's all on the up and up as far as transportation goes and I was thinking something else there, but as far as getting the parts all all boxed up and everything, so except for the truck and whatnot. Then you gotta take a special compound and run through the barrel and everything. Each machine is gonna take you probably between 5 and 10 minutes, to shut down, even just for the night. So yeah, it's like 10 minutes to 6, and my supervisor is texting the day shift people saying, "Hey, you guys need to shut down this, and this, and get to it." So I come in and I have a little more than half of the machines running because, well, that's what they do to me. And that's where my first scrape comes in because, I've got a coworker there where if I, if I work and she takes a sick day, takes a vacation day, 9 times out of 10, they'll just have it fall to me to pick up the slack and cover for her side, and they just they'll say you, hey, just go ahead and shut down, whatever, to shut down this one, just to make up for it. But they'll still keep running ragged because that's what they do. But on the flip side, if I'm the one calling off or taking a sick day, vacation day, whatever, they will move heaven and earth to find someone to work my area so that my counterpart doesn't wind up overwhelmed with a bunch of extra machines to run. And they do this every fucking time. And honestly, it's pissing me off. It's like, okay, she's been working there for a few years longer than I have, and yet they still treat her with kid gloves. It's like, yeah, she freaks out. She'll panic at the slightest inconvenience, and we're supposed to just coddle her for it. Yeah, I don't think so. And then last night, I've been having this issue with my left hand, and for since January. And normally I got pain running from here down to about here, and it's achy, but I've been powering through it. Um, Never reported to anybody because, well, I don't know when it started. I don't know exactly what started it. All I know is that I got pain. It goes from just below the knuckle on the between the the fourth and fifth fingers. Or anyway, we'll count the thumb as a finger here. But just between the pinky and the ring fingers, she just gets this ache. Well, anyway, last night, as I'm working, I'm noticing that the pain is actually moving. It's shifting down, down, down. Gets to about here, and starts hurting the muscle and everything. And I'm having to work a lot more delicately because I can't stand the pain. Well, eventually, it got to the point where the pain was all the way here. Basically, gripping anything, holding anything with my left hand had become next to impossible without pain. Like, it was pretty terrible. So I went through the night, and the whole thing, was just pain, pain, and more pain. I have no idea why. I've ordered a brace for the hand and the wrist, but won't arrive until the weekend. But it was through the night when I began to take notice of how cold it was outside, how cold it is outside, and began to realize that there's seems to be a connection between the cold weather. It was 17 degrees outside, so for this time of year, yeah, it's cold. But anyway, I began I popped into the restroom, and I was standing in front of the mirror and just wondering, okay, what's going on here with this arm? And I rolled up my sleeve and I looked at where the source of the pain was, and yeah, come to notice it finally. The pain originally was from right here. Now it's really hard to see with even with just a naked eye. Never mind with the camera, but we got right here is the pain, and right over here, just like an inch or so, it's higher. There was that's the scar I gave myself, and it seems that every once in a while the scar will act up, and I'll start feeling aches and pains from it, and yeah, life really hurts for a while. So, yeah. But yeah, so my theory on this was that the cold air of last night just seeped in there and caused the cigar to yeah. Sorry, progesterone was kicking in early again, but yeah, just the cold gets in there and sinks into the damaged tissue from where the scar is, and I think that was causing the pain in the arm. Still no idea what was going on up here. It's been ongoing since January, so whatever. But with the pain being what it was, I had the one hand carry stuff, and I couldn't really do much with the left hand, the left arm. It wasn't working. Oh shit! God damn! I am so tired again. I actually had a tirade I wanted to uh, launch into regarding my upbringing, but yeah, I cannot. I can't right now. Oh, shit. Right. I'm too tired to keep going. I'm sorry. I had a lot of ideas for what I want to talk about, but yeah, it's cold. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep and hope that the cat hasn't puked on the bed again. Because that was not a pleasant surprise. Actually, before I go, I do have one more thing I want to get some feedback on. So, I mentioned the scar that I gave myself, right? So I have a couple on this arm in particular that they were inflicted back when I was really young. I was barely into my 20s, right? Actually, no. The first one, I was still 18 when I did the first one. Day before my 19th birthday, right? So it was great timing. The second one, yeah, that was about, what was it, about 4 years later? I still got the scar. Still got, still got the scar from back then. It's not as visible as the first one, but I'm honestly sometimes I'm amazed that I didn't do any damage to my hand because I sliced clean through the meat and everything of this hand of this wrist from you know, not from this side but from the back side. Still, you consider all the everything that's connected here. I'm surprised I didn't sever anything. But anyway, I'm getting to the meat of what I was wanted to propose here. The question is, I got these two scars that I remember. I have a third scar that I don't remember. But here's the thing. I look at these scars and sometimes they fill me with a sense of this thing happened, and I came out from it stronger. I came out through I survived it. I can look at it and be kind of proud of that. Other times it feels like just a total mark of shame, and I don't know if I could ever paint anything black. You know. Why was I doing that? Painting black. God damn, I am mumbling incoherently. I'm thinking about covering things up, and just like a black slate there. And, I thought about using black ink. Anyway, the thought I'm having here is getting a getting, getting a larger tattoo on my arm to cover up the scars. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but I I think about it, and sometimes I just wonder if it'd be the right decision. Sometimes I think no, it wouldn't be the right call, just because you know, I might still look at it later on and think that that I would still remember the scars underneath. You know, but on the flip side, if I don't do a tattoo over this, it's always gonna feel like I just like wasted opportunity. Like I'm just gonna keep looking at these scars and keep being reminded, undoubtedly, about the issues I've faced, about the traumas I endured because I hated myself that much. So I don't know if you think I should get or should not get a tattoo and my on my on my arm like that. It's just something to cover up the scars. But anyway, that was the last part I wanted to talk about today. For now, um, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm shocked at how fast the progesterone kicked in. I mean, I'm incoherent at this point. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna do what the orange turd should have been doing all along and start rambling incoherently. Just go to bed and don't wake up. That would be the ideal outcome for that asshole. Fuck. Anyway, I've yawned enough. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you later.